Let's start this bitch up. What is Denzel even waffling about, bro? I'm gonna run to get my water real quick. 3, 2, 1, go. Ah, my knee's been hurting, bro. My knees have been cooked, bro. Like, the thing is, my left knee hurts too now, but I don't think it's bad. Maybe it's just knee soreness. Can I joke about your knees? Joke about this dick entering your ass.
Today we are going to embark on a nice new short series titled Sagas in Minutes. I decided to make this series because I get an awful lot of comments on this channel from people wanting to get into One Piece, but who simply cannot afford to spend...
Anybody confused? We are going to be starting... Everybody confused? Listen. Everybody talk about One Piece is the GOAT. One Piece is the best show of all time. Best anime. If you never watched One Piece, we changed that today. We're going to embark on this journey together. See me, I've already watched 300 episodes of One Piece, but that doesn't matter. There's about 1,500 episodes right now or some shit. I don't know. So, I'm going to take you through a summary of the first 300 episodes, and then we're going to watch the show together as a family. Okay? Let's get to it.
the time reading over 900 chapters or watching almost that many episodes. And if you're watching this video in the near future, both of those numbers may be well over 1,000, so yes, it's an intimidating prospect. Therefore, the aim of this series is going to be to condense the
and we're skipping filler. I don't care. We're skipping filler episodes. We gotta get hashtag straight to it, nigga. Skipping filler. Y'all gonna have to have the filler, the shit that shows you all the filler episodes. Tell me which ones to skip, bruh.
mammoth story of the past 2 decades into a handful of short digestible videos that will be giving you all of the essential knowledge to jump into the wonderful world of One Piece. And in order to do that, we will not simply be examining arcs, but entire sagas at a time. I should warn everyone in advance that these videos are not a substitute for reading or watching the series. They simply aim to give you the tools needed to delve into the series at your leisure without feeling so overwhelmed. And with that in mind, we're going to begin with the truly classical era of One Piece as we take a journey through the East Blue Saga.
Let's take a journey.
East Blue is the first saga of the series, comprising 6 individual arcs told over a total of exactly 100 manga chapters and 54 anime episodes. And we begin with the premise for the entire series, as we see the execution of Pirate King Gol D. Roger. His final words to the world are a challenge, stating that he has left all of his treasure in one place, but in order to find it, you'll have to search the entire world. This treasure becomes known as the One Piece, and following Roger's execution, civilization is set ablaze with ambition to find it, commencing the Great Age of Piracy. 12 years later, we meet our young protagonist, Monkey D. Luffy, who lives in Fuchsia Village in East Blue. His desire in life is to become a pirate and join the crew of Redhead Shanks, a captain who has made Fuchsia Village his temporary base. During this time, Luffy accidentally consumes a devil fruit known as the Gomu Gomu no Mi, which turns him into a rubber man. However, he does unfortunately lose the ability to swim as a result, which is the curse of consuming devil fruits. Luffy proceeds to cause trouble with some bandits and is saved by Shanks, who loses his left arm, protecting Luffy from a Sea King. As Shanks and his crew prepare to depart the village, Luffy exclaims that he will become a pirate on his own. But not only that, he also claims that he will surpass Shanks and become the next Pirate King. Touched by Luffy's word, Shanks then gives Luffy his straw hat and makes him promise to return it once he becomes a great pirate. And 10 years later, Luffy is ready to set out on his voyage, punching the Sea King that stole Shanks' arm and beginning a legendary journey. As part of his quest, Luffy decides that he would...
Those One Piece treasures hidden somewhere around the world, hit randomly, or hit a random place around the world. Realistically, where do you think it would be? What would be the first place you check? Anywhere on the planet. Somalia. Haiti. Your ass. Speaking of ugly niggas. Popo.
That was good. That was good. Oh, what's up?
Bro, why is Somalian TikTok trying to kill me? Like, they're on my ass.
Bro, I was watching that shit, bro. I just watched it right now.
But why are they on my ass, bro?
Bro. I'm just saying, bro. Everything that nigga said was correct, bro.
What did he even
bro,
say?
Lock in, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. First of all, did he say anything about me?
No, he didn't say anything about you, but he was just like, you used to like stand up for yourself, bro. You keep like sucking black niggas' dicks and shit, like.
Oh shit.
But whenever black niggas like,
first of all,
whenever they see a Somali, they're like, oh, that's a Somali. They don't say, oh, that's a black person, bro. Like,
wait.
Detach yourself from.
Wait, what did I even say wrong in the video? All I said is, what do you like about being Somalian? And then, but Dramo was going crazy. He's the one like, yo, you niggas is ugly. You niggas, he should have a pirate, big ass forehead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it might not be your fault, but it's just,
no. The caption said race
like
violates Somalis.
Yeah, but it's like the tone, bro. It's like, why even ask, yo, do you like being Somali?
Because Somalis got the worst PR right now. We got the worst PR.
Yes, we have bad PR.
So I'm asking him, how does he feel?
It's saying, bro. How does who feel?
I was asking Yusuf, how do you feel about being Somalian since they have bad PR right now?
I mean, like, whichever race you are, bro, you gotta like love yourself. You can't, like,
of course.
You can't be like, oh, I'm not this culture because
you don't
bad PR. You gotta still defend you.
Yusuf doesn't love himself?
Hell no.
I mean he does, but I'm just saying like the jokes he makes on the internet.
What jokes does he make on the internet?
He does it at our own expense.
What does he make, bro?
I mean, he'll probably not do it again because he's getting this much hate. But
all he did was show his forehead, and y'all just got on his ass.
Hey, bro. That was self-humiliation, bro.
By showing his forehead, bro? All the nigga did was show his forehead, and then Somalis were like, yo, you're so fucking ugly, stop showing your forehead. You're making us look bad. GG.
Nigga got humiliation ritual, then just like cuff him, bro.
GG, bro.
We'll need a crew and sets out to find.
So y'all think the One Piece would be in Broward? Okay.
By Luffy's word, Shanks then gives Luffy his straw hat and makes him promise to return it once he becomes a great pirate.
Let's see
and
if this show is truly better than Naruto.
Later, Luffy is ready to set out on his voyage, punching the Sea King that stole Shanks' arm and beginning a legendary journey. As part of his quest, Luffy decides that he will need a crew and sets out to find strong individuals, saving a chore boy by the name of Kobe from a rather large pirate named Elvita, who in turn guides him to Shellstown to meet the bounty hunter Roronoa Zoro, who is currently imprisoned on a wood thing. As it turns out, Zoro is a swordsman whose dream is to become the world's greatest swordsman, an ambition that he will achieve at almost any cost in honor of his friend and rival Kuina, who tragically passed away before she could embark on the quest herself. In a very sneaky move, Luffy retrieves Zoro's swords but tells him that he can only have them back if he joins his crew, and Zoro, being a fairly simple man, eventually acquiesces, and the pair go on to defeat Captain Morgan, a corrupt marine officer in charge of Shellstown. Basically, he's a dick. As well as his son, Helmeppo, who very much takes after his father in the whole dick department. And so the two of them proceed to leave Shellstown, although Kobe decides to stay behind and join the Marines, putting into action his own dream of becoming an officer within the organization. Take note of this little boy, you will see him again. From here, Luffy and Zoro end up in Orange Town, where they encounter a thief named Nami and a pirate called Buggy the Clown, another devil fruit user who ate the Barabara no Mi, which allows him to separate and control parts of his body. As it happens, Buggy was also a member of the Roger Pirates, along with Luffy's role model Shanks, although they both held very minor positions in the crew. And so Luffy, Zoro, and Nami team up to save Orange Town, with Zoro defeating a unicyclist and Luffy blasting various parts of Buggy into the distance. After these events, Nami decides to make a temporary alliance with Luffy and Zoro, leading the three of them to sail to Syrup Village, where they meet a boy named Usopp and uncover a plot by the devious Kuro, captain of the Black Cat Pirates, who was planning to sack the village and steal the fortunes of a girl named Kaya. Usopp tries to warn the villagers about the impending attack, however he is a renowned liar, I mean just look at the size of that nose, and so it is put onto our small band of—
I wish they show like moving images and shit, bro, like moving. Hold on, should I find a different video? I don't just say that's what I'm saying. These Blue Saga summary. Oh my god.
Hey guys, welcome to NaniTube. This is a new series that I've been wanting to do for a while now, and I'm happy to tell you that I'll be starting these 10-minute recaps with one of my favorite animes. He made his decision to have him join his crew. On the island, Zoro was captured and tied to a pole by Marine Captain Morgan.
His voice ugly as shit, but this one might be copy.
Simply put, Luffy finds Zoro's 3 swords and they fight together for the first time to defeat Morgan. Zoro is the first to join Luffy's crew. Kobe joins the Marines and declares Luffy as an enemy the next time they meet. Luffy and Zoro set sail for the first time when a big bird scoops up Luffy and drops him in front of Nami and some crew members of Captain Buggy. We are introduced to Nami, a thief who steals from pirates.
Audio, bro. I mean the
Luffy
visual.
asks Nami to join his crew when he finds out that she's a navigator, but she
If the other video had this visual, it'll be perfect.
refuses. Captain Buggy also has a Devil's Fruit power with an ability to separate his body parts at will. After much fighting, Luffy, Nami, and Zoro defeat Captain Buggy and his crew. Nami supposedly joins the crew, but we'll talk more about that later.
Nami was a
Now,
little
the Straw Hat
finesser,
Pirates
chat.
are searching for a proper ship when they arrive to another island and meet Usopp. We
Usopp!
find Usopp
Chat,
is
Usopp!
a huge liar, but also a skilled marksman. The Straw Hats go through more conflict with fighting the Black Cat Pirates and Django.
Usopp!
But after defeating them, Luffy asks Usopp to join his crew and are gifted the Going Merry as a gift. And with the proper ship, the four of them set sail to find more adventure. While sailing the vast ocean on the new ship, the Straw Hats come
Every time I
across
see
a restaurant on the
Usopp,
sea called the Barati. Luffy needs to pay for the damages he made on the restaurant by working as a waiter when he meets Sanji, one of the cooks, and tries to convince him to join his crew. Sanji
Give Usopp an AR and he solos the whole verse.
declines the offer. During all of this, Hawkeye's Mihawk, the greatest swordsman, shows up and
This
is
nigga was
challenged to a
badass.
duel by Zoro. Zoro's dream is to become the greatest swordsman, and he believes he found the opportunity to achieve that dream right now. He immediately discovers the difference in power and becomes heavily injured. After Luffy's fight with Don Krieg, Sanji decides to
Rage, you can get STDs in your eye.
join his crew as the chef, and they all chase after Nami, who stole the Going Merry during all the craziness. There's a lot going on now.
This
so
bitch
try
was
to
a
keep
bad
up.
getter, chat.
During this chase, we now discover Nami's origins and how she's
Oh, this
actually a
was
part
fire.
of
What's his nigga
Arlong's
name again?
crew
Arlong.
the entire time, a group of fishermen pirates. The reason why Nami was stealing money from pirates was to pay off a debt to save her village from Arlong's crew, which is also why she stole the Going Merry. Luffy doesn't like this, so he challenges Arlong and his crew, and the Straw Hats have their first battle with formidable enemies. Each of the members have their own epic battle against the Arlong crew, but at the end, Arlong is defeated and Nami officially joins the Straw Hat Pirates. Finally.
Shit.
As a result of all of Luffy's fights so far, Luffy gets his first wanted poster with the bounty of 30 million berries, the highest
30
bounty
million
in East
bands
Blue.
on his ass, boy.
We get to see a collection of pirates that are starting to notice who Luffy is now.
Luffy getting his cloud up
Now
now,
we
chat.
find the Straw Hats arriving at Loketown, a place famous for the location of Gold Roger's execution. Each of our members explore the town separately. Zoro goes to a sword shop to buy new swords. This is one of my favorite scenes and shows how badass Zoro can be. Usopp is
shit.
challenged by Daddy the Father and wins a pair of cool sniper
This
goggles.
shit gonna be hard, not gonna lie.
Sanji enters a cooking competition and defeats a woman named Carmen for a super rare fish he has always dreamed of cooking. And while Luffy, he's about to be executed by Buggy at the same spot Gold Roger was executed. The rest of the
Oh, yeah,
crew
they're gonna
shows
execute
up,
that
but
nigga.
realizes it's too late to stop Buggy when a very convenient bolt of lightning shows up to free Luffy.
Plot armor.
Marine Captain Smoker is also there, and
This nigga was cool as fuck to me. At the time. It's not. No, at the time, I'm thinking it's plot armor.
chases Luffy, and when we all think Luffy is going to be finished off by Smoker, another convenient event occurs when a man named Dragon saves Luffy.
Yep.
We'll learn more about Dragon later. The Straw Hats are able to escape, and on their tail, Smoker, Alvida, and Buggy all depart to chase them into the Grand Line.
Into the Grand
After
Line.
escaping,
They
the
out of
Straw
there,
Hats
coach
each
chat, they
proclaim
did.
their ultimate goal, which is for Luffy to become Pirate King, Zoro to become the world's greatest swordsman, Nami to chart a map of the entire world, Usopp to become a brave warrior of the seas, and Sanji to find the All Blue. Now, we're getting really close to entering the Grand Line, but the Straw Hats need to ride down Reverse Mountain when a huge whale appears in front of them. This whale's name is Laboon,
Oh my God, I'm remembering
and he
this
also
shit,
has
bro.
a very sad backstory, like every character in this freaking anime. Laboon was left at the
That's
Red Line
facts.
by a pirate crew that promised him to return. Laboon has been waiting for that crew
never
for
came
50
back,
years
chat.
now.
Bro, they never came back, bro. Oh my God.
Crocus is the whale's caretaker.
But yeah, this reminded me of it because Look, listen to the story about the whale, bro.
when a huge whale appears in front of them. This whale's name is Laboon, and he also has a very sad backstory, like every character in this freaking anime. Laboon was left at the Red Line by a pirate crew that promised him to return. Laboon has been waiting for that crew for 50 years now. Crocus is the whale's caretaker and gives Nami a log pose to help with navigating the Grand Line. It'll be worth remembering Laboon. But now, the Straw Hats have finally entered the Grand Line,
fucking
and
loser.
what a coincidence.
What the fuck?
The first town they arrive at, the townspeople greet them and throw a party for them. Of course, none of this is sketchy to Luffy at all, so the crew indulges in all the food and alcohol. Zoro, being the skeptical type, fakes falling asleep and takes on the townspeople, who are really bounty hunters, part of a secret organization called Baroque Works. Luffy and Zoro easily defeat 2 Baroque Works agents, and they are introduced to the Princess of Alabasta, Vivi. Vivi explains that Baroque Works is responsible for inciting a rebellion in Alabasta, and that the leader is Crocodile, one of the 7 warlords of the sea.
Oh my god, Crocodile's
In
my
the
goat.
midst of all this,
Crocodile's
we are
my
shown
goat.
a few clips of Kobe and
The
Helmet
7 warlords, chat. Like, think of warlords as, like, you know what I'm saying? The 7 warlords of the scene, bro.
Poe, who are also training very hard in the Marines and getting mentored under Vice Admiral Garp. Now back to the Straw Hats. They arrive to an ancient island when they meet Brogy and Dory,
The
2
giants,
giants
right?
of Elbaf. However, Mr. 5 and Mr. 3, 2 Baroque
locking
Works
in, chat,
agents,
trust.
are also at the island to earn the giants' huge bounties.
Nigga
The
named
Straw
3,
Hats are
Crocodile. Mama, Big Mama, bitch. Blackbeard, Whitebeard. Del Flamingo. Wrong. Oh, So Crocodile, Del Flamingo are right. Have I seen another warlord? I'm episode 300. Yes. Show me pictures. Hold on. Show me pictures. Send me 3 people and tell me which one's the warlord. I'll tell you. I just don't remember. It's been so long. Oh yeah, the sword nigga. The sword nigga. Luffy, yeah, I mean Zoro's fucking yeah. That nigga. I already know Zoro gonna fight that nigga. I could just tell, nigga. Who gonna fight that nigga? Luffy? Gotta be Zoro. Shit. Don't go. I want.
Are attacked by Mr. 3, who has wax abilities. The battle gets really intense, but the Straw Hats are able to defeat the agents. Sanji pretends to be an agent and leaves Crocodile with a fake report, and the Straw Hats continue their journey with Vivi to
Show me
Alabasta.
Crocodile then, nigga. Why didn't see no Crocodile then, nigga? Why? Can you show us Crocodile? Shit, he's so drippy.
While at sea, Nami becomes sick, so the crew starts looking for a doctor. The crew meets the pirate Wapol, who attacks them. The crew finds out there's a doctor who lives on a mountaintop. Dalton fights Wapol, but gets hurt by his former comrade. Nami meets Chopper, a cute reindeer who helps Nami feel better.
But it's been like a few weeks.
Chopper finally agrees to join the Straw Hats as the ship doctor, and they continue their journey to Alabasta. The Straw Hats once again encounter Smoker and Tashigi. However, a powerful pirate by the name of Portugas the Ace appears and is revealed to be Luffy's older brother. Ace decides to travel with Luffy and tells them he is hunting for a man known as Blackbeard.
I'm a knower, bruh. I'm a knower even before I started the show. For some reason, Sean... Was it Sean? No. For some reason, it was on my... Like, a certain video title, which is... On my recommended one day, I just never forgot the nigga's name. So, yeah.
Crew arrives at the Green City.
I just don't know when.
They continue to journey through the desert. While trekking through the desert, Vivi tells Nami more about her past. And that wraps up episodes 1 to 100. I hope you enjoyed the quick 10-minute summary, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hey guys, welcome back to NaniTube. We're doing episodes 101 to 200 today. Content to you sooner.
His mic is
I've
better!
been sticking around, and I've been promising more frequent uploads. Anyways, let's get right into this. We're picking up where we left off, the deserts of Alabasta, where Vivi starts unveiling more about her past and her friendship with Koza. Behind the scenes, Baroque Works' plan starts to take effect, and the numbered agents meet with Mr. Zero. The numbered agents find out that Mr. Zero is Crocodile, and that the plan is to overthrow the country during the war. Mr. 3 gets punished for failing to kill the Straw Hats and gets thrown into the pit. The Straw Hats depart to Kadorea while Luffy reassures Vivi to trust him and his crew when they discuss their plan to stop Crocodile. When the crew arrives at the city of Rain Base, they run into Smoker and Tashigi, forcing them to run toward Rain Dinners right into Crocodile's trap.
Smoker was on timing.
Most of the crew, as well as Smoker, are now trapped by Crocodile, and we learn that his devil fruit power is of the Logia type, enabling him to create, control, and transform into sand.
That was kind of sexy.
They kidnap the king, and Mr. 2 uses his impersonation power to transform into and frame the king for ordering the destruction of Nanohana.
Freak ass.
While most of the crew are trapped, Crocodile receives a call from Mr. Prince, who is actually
Crocodile
Sanji, playing undercover to lure Crocodile out of the casino to rescue the crew. Luckily, Mr. 3 is also in the pit with them, and by using his power to mold anything with wax, he creates a copy of the key to open the cage. However, the room starts flooding, and Luffy orders Zoro to save Smoker. After everyone is out and safe, Smoker expresses his gratitude and lets them escape this time, as they race to stop the rebellion.
Oh shit.
As the crew travels to where the final battle will take place, Crocodile manages to catch Luffy and completely destroys him, since Luffy isn't able to land a single hit because
he fucked Luffy up, chat. He shit. Look, bro. Luffy couldn't do nothing to Crocodile, bro. Look.
As the crew travels to where the final battle will take place, Crocodile manages to catch Luffy and completely destroys him, since Luffy isn't able to land a single hit because of his powers.
Fucked with that.
Luckily, the mysterious Miss All Sunday helps Luffy by pulling him up from the sand while the rest of the crew arrive at Alubarna. The revolution is on the verge of starting, but the crew comes out with a plan to stop it. Vivi tries to contact the rebel army, but fails because a Baroque Works infiltrator in the royal army interferes and gets tangled in some conflict with Mr. 2. But Sanji enters the scene to protect Vivi and fights Mr. 2.
Sanji only fight with his legs, chat.
Meanwhile, Usopp and Chopper struggle against Mr. 4's attacks, and things are
Chopper, he has like a mole. He turns into like a demon deer shit.
Starting to look hopeless. After being badly injured, Usopp and Chopper...
Does he still do it, chat? Or did he just say it's a Chopper now?
...come up with a plan by tricking Mr. 4 into hitting Miss Merry Christmas. Then finishes him off by launching a hammer from a slingshot on Chopper's antlers. Mr. 2 exploits Sanji's weakness of not being able to hit a girl.
Yeah, Mr. 2, he could turn into, you see that?
Transforming into Nami in between attacks. Sanji figures out Mr. 2 must transform into his original form to use his ballet kempo, and after an intense fight with their legs, Sanji defeats Mr. 2. Vivi plans on destroying the palace to buy some time and grab the attention of the rebel army, but Crocodile arrives, with King Cobra in his arms unconscious. Zoro and Nami split up to take on Mr. 1 and Miss Doublefinger separately. Nami tries out her climb attack, a new weapon Usopp made for her. Although it takes some time to figure out, she unleashes her most powerful attack, the Tornado Tempo, to take out Mr. Doublefinger. At the same time, Crocodile explains to Vivi that he is seeking the ancient weapon Pluton. Zoro and Mr. 1 are both sword users. However, Mr. 1's Dice Fruit power enables him to attack by using any part of his body as a steel blade. Zoro is unable to cut through his steel body, and his attacks have no effect. Zoro, after being severely wounded, unleashes a new potential, and becomes able to sense the rhythm that all things have. And with one big slash, Zoro defeats Mr. 1 in dramatic fashion.
Chat, okay, so that right there. How'd you feel about that? How'd you feel about that? That shit was hard. Corny. When you was watching it back then, Aura. Do you think that was plot armor? Do you think that was Mickey? Like he was fucking this nigga up so bad. He fucked Zoro up so bad. And Zoro unlocked oh, I could feel the, you know what I'm saying? Hell no. You need to catch up. We about to catch up, bro. But it all made, when you were watching it, it didn't feel like plot armor, bro. It made sense, bro.
Vivi reveals Crocodile's plans to Koza, and after hearing her out, Koza raises the white flag alongside the royal army to stop all the fighting. But as he is explaining to the rebels, he is shot by a Baroque Works member impersonating as a royal army soldier. Vivi is confronted by Crocodile and throws her off the ledge when Luffy, riding Pell, swoops down to save her. Luffy is looking for round 2 with Crocodile.
Round 2 versus Crocodile, chat.
Found out his weakness to water. Luffy's plan.
Bro, do you hear that, chat?
When Luffy,
The nigga's weak to water, bro, because he's sand. He's Sandman, bro, so.
riding Pell, swoops down to save her. Luffy is looking for round 2 with Crocodile, and he claims he found out his weakness to water. Luffy's plan seems to be working, but Crocodile is still too strong, being able to also manipulate the area around him as well. Crocodile overpowers Luffy and beats him again. Meanwhile, the rest of the
What that nigga
crew
twice?
is hurrying to find a bomb before it goes off. Tashigi confronts Miss All Sunday since she's guarding the king, and we learn that her name is actually Nico Robin, who has a bounty of 79 million. She forces the king to take her to the tomb, where the poneglyph with Pluton's location is hidden.
Pluton. That's what
Crocodile meets
Crocodile
Robin
wants.
in the tomb and orders her to translate the poneglyph to him. When Robin tells him that Pluton, the world's most disastrous military power, is not mentioned on the poneglyph, he assumes she's withholding the truth and stabs her. Luffy takes a nap and hunts down Crocodile in the tomb. Luffy has his final fight with Crocodile, and while this is happening, Vivi finds the bomb and calls the rest of the crew together, but the Mr. 7 team is guarding the bomb. After defeating them, they notice that they can't stop the bomb and it's on a timer. Pell shows up and takes it to the sky and sacrifices himself to save Alabasta. Luffy is struggling from the poison and
That's tough, bro. This shit was gonna murk everything here, bro.
notice that they can't stop the bomb and it's on a timer. Pell shows up and takes it to the sky and sacrifices himself to save Alabasta. Luffy is
That's
struggling from the
tough.
poison in Crocodile's hook, but Luffy delivers his final blow, punching him through solid bedrock. All the enemies are defeated now, and it starts to rain. Tashigi decides not to capture the Straw Hats and leaves. Smoker and Tashigi get rewarded for taking down Crocodile, but it never sits right
So Luffy came to beat the fuck out of Crocodile. How did you feel about Luffy beating Crocodile the third time?
with them since the Straw Hats actually did everything. The Straw Hats celebrate in the palace and they receive bounty increases. As they're leaving the island, they get ambushed by a marine captain. However, Bone Clay, Mr. 2, now Luffy's friend, sacrifices himself to buy time for the Straw Hats to escape. The Marines fail to catch the Straw Hats again, and shortly after, Nico Robin appears from inside of the ship and manages to persuade the crew to let her join. The Straw Hats
who you
once
fucking,
again
Nico?
follow the direction of the log pose when
Or
it suddenly starts pointing
Nami?
to the sky. Out of the sky, a big ship falls in front of the crew where they find a map of an island called Skypiea.
Skypiea.
They also meet Masira.
Y'all told me Skypiea was gonna be lame. I kind of fucked with Skypiea art.
And his salvage crew, who came to search for the remains of the abandoned ship that just fell from the sky. After getting to know one another, they decide to go to Jaya Island to look for more information on Skypiea. Jaya's main town is full of famous pirates that are constantly having
Fucked with
brawls
the
with
god
each other.
there, bro.
Luffy and Zoro run into a pirate known as Bellamy the Hyena, who ridicules their dreams and beats them up. Luffy meets the man who is later revealed to be Blackbeard, an important name to remember in the future. They leave Mocktown and end up running into Masira's brother Shoujo, another salvage monkey. The Straw Hats continue to a different part of Jaya and meet with Mont Blanc Cricket, a descendant of Mont Blanc Noland, an infamous liar who told of a gold city on Jaya, and Cricket was outcast for looking for artifacts of the gold city. He explains that they can get to Skypiea by riding a dangerous vertical current called the Knock-Up Stream. To find it, they have to catch a southbird to point them toward the direction where the stream will erupt from the ocean. As they're looking,
chat.
Bellamy and
Envision
his
this in
crew
your head.
come to attack Cricket's house and steal the gold artifacts he collected over the years. When the Straw Hats return and see what happened, Luffy decides to take a trip back to Mocktown to get the gold back. He fights again with Bellamy, who we find out has a devil fruit power that allows him to turn his body into a spring. Bellamy tries to be flashy, but Luffy waits for the right moment and takes him out with a single punch.
Christ.
At a different part of the world, The Marines are
Del Flamingo, freak ass boy.
discussing who should replace Crocodile as a Shichibukai when one of the Blackbeard's crew members shows up uninvited and nominates his own captain. Masira and Shoujo refit the Going Merry to be more flight capable, and the Straw Hats catch a ride on the knock-up stream for Skypiea. They arrive in an ocean above the clouds, but it's no
An ocean above the clouds, chat, like in the sky.
easy feat. Usopp almost falls out of the ship, and the crew is also attacked by a mysterious warrior, but is saved by the Knight of the Sky, also known as Ganfao. As they arrive in Skypiea, they are greeted by Konus and her pet Sue. Konus and her father explain to them how
They're
life
in the world
is
of
in
the sky,
Skypiea,
bro.
and show them how different dials work, which are tools with different functions used on Skypiea that are
How an ocean could be above the sky? The world is greater than meets the eye, my boy. The world is indeed greater than meets beyond, bro.
shaped like shells. Nami travels to the Forbidden Forest alone and finds that there are secrets within the forest. The crew is approached by the local justice enforcers called the White Berets, and after defeating them, they decide to leave. However, before they can, the ship is taken by a giant lobster, with Zoro, Chopper, Nami, and Robin still on board. Konus leads the rest of the crew to save them, but will have to travel to the upper yard where it's known for many traps. Luffy, Usopp, and Sanji finally enter Upper Yard to find out that the whole road is trapped heavily, but through the struggle they enter the ordeal of Baldur's Gate. Meanwhile, Robin, Zoro, and Nami
Baldur's
go out
Gate!
to explore the Upper Yard, while Chopper stays behind to guard the ship.
She got titties.
Luffy, Sanji, and Usopp encounter the priest Satori on the other side of the gate.
When they looking in the
Usopp
ass beat by
splits
this
off to
nigga?
find out where the exit is, and Luffy and Sanji are able to defeat Satori. On the other hand, Chopper is threatened by Priest Shura as he destroys parts of the ship and blows the whistle for Ganfao to come. Ganfao tries his best to fight off Priest Shura, but is defeated as he falls into the water when Chopper jumps in to rescue him. Chopper is saved by a group of giant Southbirds who tell him that Ganfao was actually God. Meanwhile, Nami, Zoro, and Robin discover that the Upper Yard was actually once a part of Jaya, the area that Liar Nolan saw. The Shandians are a tribe of people
you watch,
who
we
made
about to start watching
Skypiea
One
their
Piece,
home,
so
and
we're
they
catching
take
up
advantage of the rebellion
to episode
after
300.
finding out that Satori was taken out, but they're not the most welcoming to the crew. The crew is once again reunited, and after regrouping on what just happened, they plan to steal the gold on the island. Ganfao also tells the crew
that's
a little
Jesus.
more about the history of Upper Yard. We get to see God NL, who has the Logia power of lightning.
Chat, this nigga is so hard looking, bro. Look.
Plan to steal the gold on the island. Ganfao also tells the crew a little more about the history of Upper Yard. We get to see God NL,
Bro, he's so him, bro.
who has the Logia power of lightning, as he orders his priests to take out the Straw Hats and the Shandians. That night, Usopp sees a mysterious figure fixing the ship, and the next day, the Mary
It's
is
all
found
fixed.
to be back to her original form.
Yep.
It is known this figure is the spirit of the ship, and the more love and care a ship receives, the more it'll take care of the crew. The Straw Hats begin their course of action with Luffy, Robin, Chopper, and Zoro traveling in the forest.
Why did you put Kid
Shortly
W?
after, they get split up because of a giant python. Meanwhile, the Shandians find success when Wiper takes out Shura. Zoro encounters the Shandian warrior Braham and defeats him with his new technique. Wyver runs into Luffy and doesn't like how he didn't leave the island as requested and starts a fight with him. But after some fighting, Luffy falls into some underground ruin. Back at the Going Merry,
Look at-
Eno shows up and easily takes
Enoru.
out Sanji and Usopp while explaining to Gun
Fucks him up like nothing, chat. God of he has lightning power from devil fruit.
Ganfao that his true goal was claiming the City of Gold. Meanwhile, Robin is looking at some ruins she found when Yama, the chief enforcer, attacks her. Robin is still overpowered with her ability and easily defeats him. As she's looking around, she finds a tunnel that leads to the legendary city Shandora and starts connecting the hints and realizes she has to find the real poneglyph, which claims to be the text of real history. Priest Ohm
she
makes
all
his
about a
move
history
and
and some
starts
text,
fighting
gang.
Ganfao, Zoro, and Wiper. However, Wiper is still suspicious of the Straw Hat crew. Nami and Isa get saved by Ganfao when all three of them suddenly get swallowed by the giant python. They regroup with Luffy, who is also stuck in the python.
No, I didn't
Zoro
watch that
finally
video.
defeats Priest Ohm when shortly after, Enel shows up and unleashes his devastating power by destroying the upper ruins, which leads to everyone falling into certain death.
Yes,
As the
bro.
python is falling, Nami, Isa, Ganfao, and Luffy make it back out, and NL starts to take out everyone one by one.
Bro.
Ganfao is the first to go, then
just
Robin,
murks everybody.
Zoro, and Wiper. After Nami witnesses everything, she follows NL to a cave where he parked his arc he calls Maxim. Luffy finds out what
He just
happens
murks
and has
everybody.
Isa lead him to where NL is. When Luffy and NL start fighting, they all realize Luffy is immune to lightning since he's a rubber man. However, NL still runs away in his flying ship and starts a machine that would bring the death of Skypiea.
Yo, this wasn't plot armor to me because he's literally rubber. That's just what it is, bro. It was just funny as fuck. I was like, GG's. Like that whole time, I wasn't even thinking about that when it happened. I was like, how did I not think of that?
Luffy is immune to lightning since he's a rubber man. However, NL still runs away in his flying ship and starts a machine that would bring the death of Skypiea. We get hit with a giant flashback from Wiper explaining the history of Noland and Calgara, and if you're interested in watching this flashback, it happens during episodes 187 to 189. Angel Island is being destroyed by NL's attacks when Luffy decides to fly up and defeat NL to ring the golden
He's in God mode, bro.
bell. The fight between them was rather quick, and Luffy defeats him by smashing him into the golden bell, ringing it for all to hear. This marked the end of the 400-year war on Sky Island and shows
Bro, if Luffy had any other devil fruit power, he'd be cooked. He is so lucky he is rubber, bro. Or this nigga would be cooked, bro. That nigga was OP.
Blanc Cricket and the Masera brothers hearing the golden bell ringing from below.
At that time, with Luffy's power skill level, I think so, bro.
Realizing that the gold city was always in the sky. Robin deciphers the poneglyphs on the golden bell and figures out how to find the real poneglyph, and also discovers that the poneglyphs on the golden bell were written by Goldie Roger, the Pirate King. The Straw Hats celebrate with the Skypeans and Shandorians with the party. They decide to leave Skypiea and head back down to the Blue Sea using a giant octopus as a parachute.
So they did what they did up there. Now they're going back down to regular Earth, chat.
The whole ship, but
I mean,
little did
regular
they know
land.
that they would be landing in the middle of a marine base.
Bro, they dropped down. Mind you, these people are all wanted they all wanted 60 million berries. These niggas are wanted. Their team is wanted. They dropped back down to fucking marine base, chat. The marine base. Luffy and them, they're technically the bad guys. Technically, supposed to be like technically, but they're not in actuality. They're wanted by the Marines, bro.
One Piece recap series for the lazy people. Water 7 is arguably my favorite arc in One Piece. I broke it into two parts, Water 7 and Enies Lobby, because I feel like they're two different arcs. So let's jump straight in. It technically starts with Long Rain Long Land, where we meet Foxy and the legendary Afro Luffy.
That shit was ass.
So I'm skipping that. The crew encountered Aokijo on an island. He is a Navy admiral and he's one of the 3 admirals who are the strongest in the Marines. He was looking for Robin and to see who she was rolling with at that time. The Straw Hats ended up fighting him. He messes them up.
Oh, he's putting little clips.
Eyes tight.
But them lets them go because of what? Plot armor. Jokes aside though, he said, reward for bringing down Crocodile. Really? It's because he's a good guy.
I actually don't know what the fuck he's saying right now.
Yeah,
What the fuck did he
that's
just say?
why. He tells them that
He basically murked them and then let him go, bro.
Robin is dangerous to the world because she can read the poneglyphs, but she's also a danger to the crew as well. Moving on, the Going Merry was in bad shape and needed to be fixed, so the crew goes to
He
what?
could have ended the series right. Yo, could he have ended the series right there, chat? Could he have just broke them all apart? Yo, look at that, just ended the series right there, gang. Like, that's it. Yeah. 200 episodes of One Piece. GG's, bro.
Water 7 looking for a shipwright to fix their crew, to fix their ship. At Water 7, the crew splits up to do stuff. That's where Robin meets members of the CP9 and gets kidnapped. Meanwhile, Nami,
Child Porn 9. Oh my god, I remember CP9, bro.
Luffy, and Usopp meet up with Kaku, who is a shipwright from the Galila Company, the building company in Water 7. And Kaku goes to inspect their ship. They also meet Iceberg.
Pay attention to that nigga, chat. Pay attention to this nigga right here.
Luffy and Usopp meet up with Kaku, who is a shipwright from the Galila Company, the building company in Water 7, and Kaku goes to inspect their ship. They also meet Iceberg, who is the mayor of Water 7 and is loved by everyone, and his secretary as well as other members of Galila Company, and they take them to the company. Usopp, who was holding the money for their ship, or their new ship, gets kidnapped and attacked by thugs from the Frankie family. There's a lot of kidnapping in this arc. He gets beaten up and the money is stolen. At the same time, the inspection on...
Wait, this shit is pictures too.
Welcome to the Grand Line Roxy, who challenges the Straw Hats to a Davy back fight, which commences with following the 139 sagas in minutes. The series that aims to equip you with the basic knowledge to leap into the wilderness of One Piece. And today, we'll be going on a dark journey of internal and external strife with the gut-punching saga that is Water 7. Water 7 is the fourth saga of the series, consisting of 4 arcs, which are told over a whopping 139 chapters and 110 anime episodes, so it's a sizable piece of story. And we commence with following the Straw Hats landing back onto the Blue Sea, as they quickly find themselves on the island of Long Ring Long Land. Here they meet a bunch of bizarre creatures including Tonjit, as well as a pirate named Foxy, who challenges the Straw Hats to a Davy back fight, which is essentially a pirate contest that allows the winners of certain events to poach crew members, or even take the opposing crew's flag. And so on a visit, and he allows the Straw Hats to leave Long Ring Long Land. Because of Luffy's help, it is deemed that the ship is unfixable due to having a broken keel. In the meantime, Usopp is attacked by thugs belonging to a group known as the Frankie family, who stole most of the money the Straw Hats traded for their gold. After discovering a beaten Usopp, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and Chopper, in an act of glorious revenge,
Yo, Frankie got his ass jumped, so they pulled up on the niggas that jumped him.
all hell down upon the Frankie family base, completely destroying it, as well as defeating the entire family save for their leader Frankie, who had already taken the money and gone elsewhere. At this point, Luffy makes the tough decision to part with the Going Merry and to buy a new ship. A course of action that does not sit right with Usopp, who claims that Merry is as much their crewmate as anyone else, and starts an altercation with Luffy that culminates in Usopp leaving the crew and challenging Luffy to fight for the rights for the Going Merry. During this fight, Usopp displays a stunning evolution, able to hold his own against Luffy, using the various technologies and tricks that he has acquired throughout his journey. However, ultimately, Luffy still wins the battle, but tearfully leaves the Going Merry to Usopp as Luffy and the rest of the crew move onward. The next morning, the
Chad, that's like some real life shit right there, boy. That right there, boy. Hey, boy, that right there, boy. That was some real nigga shit right there, boy. Like that was some real shit right there, boy, right there, boy. Hey, boy, I tears straight down my eye back there, boy. Hey, boy, that shit was tough, boy. Shit.
Crew receives news that Iceberg, the mayor of Water 7, was shot by Robin. And just to make things even worse, it is announced that Aqua Laguna, a tidal wave that engulfs the lower part of Water 7, will be hitting the city that very night. As Luffy and the Straw Hats work to figure out what is happening with Robin, it becomes apparent that several members of Galila are in fact agents of CP9, a world government organization that specializes in espionage and assassination. Their mission on Water 7 was to acquire the—
And one of them is this guy right here, chat. That's the guy we see that was helping them fix the ship and shit. I was like, oh boy.
The blueprints for the ancient weapon Pluton, which were thought to be held by Iceberg, as well as capture Nico Robin and present her for execution on the judicial island of Enies Lobby.
Who do you think here? Look at all these. Who do you think is like the strongest one? That's what I see. Those are the other that haven't watched. Only the people that haven't watched. See, the people saying Lucci. How do you know who Lucci is? Do it in the back. Nope.
The group succeeded in the latter, blackmailing Robin by threatening to kill the other Straw Hat pirates and securing her cooperation in their plans. However, they failed to acquire the blueprints to Pluton, which were actually being held by Frankie. And as it happens, both Frankie and Iceberg were apprentices of a fisherman shipwright named Tom, who is best known for having built the Ora Jackson, a ship used by the former pirate king, Gold D. Roger. Knowing this, CP9 also moves to capture Frankie and take him along with Robin aboard the sea train bound for Enies Lobby. Shortly before the train departed, both Sanji and Usopp independently boarded it, managing to free—
No, there's a lot that happened here, bro, that needs to be shown, bro. Like that, how Luffy pulled up, got his ass beat, destroyed. He couldn't even touch them because it's a whole power scaling shit that they even reached. No, bro. Nah, bro. Nah, they gotta show that, bro. They gotta explain that, bro. No, they gotta show that this. No.
With the full force of his own attack,
Oh my God, he's calm.
thinking he won.
We gonna
But
skip.
Luffy
trust.
manages to land on his feet and brings Usopp down.
Oh, this
with
is
a
him.
Gomu no bullet.
Water 7 bag work. Niggas said Water 7 bag work.
Despite being the winner, Luffy lets Usopp have the Going Merry and has the rest of the crew leave. Iceberg manage talent several more attacks. Frankie reveals that he's a cyborg, and pirates to believe he's a devil fruit user until he jumps straight into the canal and attacks from there. After trading several more attacks, Frankie reveals that he's a cyborg, a human with robotic parts, before the fight can go on for much longer. However, the galley lay foremen intervene. At first, Luffy and Nami think they are helping fend off Frankie, but then they start attacking Luffy. They reveal that the Straw Hat Pirates are behind the assassination attempt and are trying to arrest Luffy. After much fighting with Luffy not fighting back, Frankie gets tired of everyone ignoring him and unleashes his ultimate attack, Coup d'Event, to destroy the entire dock. This Luffy and Nami take this chance to escape, and Luffy decides to see if Iceberg was telling the truth about Robin being his attacker.
Look at the DOS.
Meanwhile, the galley lay workers search through the town for the other crewmates, and the Iceberg statement is printed in all of the newspapers at the company's headquarters. And where Iceberg lives, Luffy breaks in and rushes around the building looking for the mayor's room, avoiding the attacks of the shipwrights there. Iceberg hears about this and has Khalifa lead Luffy to his room. When the two
Give me some glurt, nigga, with that bungee gum. Give me some glurt with that go-go gum throat you got, nigga.
meet, Iceberg confirms that he really saw Nico Robin, and then pulls out a gun, requesting that Luffy let him see her. Luffy says that he has no idea where she is, and Iceberg shoots, attracting the attention of the other workers, so Luffy manages to escape before...
Yo, why did the nigga up fire on Luffy, bro? Nigga up fire on Luffy ass.
They get there. Meanwhile, Chopper and Sanji...
Hold on, what's that camera view right there?
Luffy says that he has no idea where she is, and Iceberg shoots, attracting the attention of the other workers, so Luffy manages to escape before they get there. Meanwhile, Chopper and Sanji find Robin. Robin explains that there is a darkness in her heart that will engulf the rest of the crew if she stays any longer, and declares that she is leaving. Sanji tells Chopper to go back and tell everyone what happened, but he has something else he needs to do. Blue says Zoro, Nami, and Chopper gather together and reach the conclusion that Robin may be being forced to do everything by the man in the mask. But Zoro points out that it would not be good to have false hope. Either way, they conclude that there will be another attack that night and they should confront her there. Meanwhile, Frankie decides to bring Luffy out of hiding by kidnapping Usopp and stealing the ship.
Usopp!
In the galley headquarters, Iceberg calls Paulie into his room to tell him something, and afterwards, Paulie leaves his guard post to go into another room, opening a hidden safe. The four remaining Straw Hats gather outside of headquarters, hiding in a tree, observing the building for any events out of the ordinary when there is a huge explosion. At that point, several masked men in costumes, including Robin, rush into the building, who the workers assume are Straw Hat pirates. Nami, Chopper, and Zoro decide to break in too, only to find that Luffy is gone. While the female assassin distracts the guard, showing incredible speed and the ability to jump while airborne, the man with Robin, wearing a bear mask, manages to enter Iceberg's room from the side using his Daiyudaia no Mai. He shoots Iceberg to weaken him, stating that they cannot kill him until they get the signal, and leaves him to Robin while he handles the guards. The bear mask man easily takes care of the four-men Tilestone, demonstrating an ability to make his body as hard as metal. At this point, Iceberg reveals the identities of the attackers. They are the government agency Cypher Pole 9, who intentionally failed
Just say CP9, you freak ass nigga.
in the first assassination attempt in order to place the blame on the Straw Hats. And they are after the blueprints for the ancient weapon Pluton, Shrika's Pansting, which Iceberg owns through inheritance from the great shipwright Tom. Meanwhile, Zoro, Nami, and Chopper break into the building, thinking that Luffy would have distracted all of the guards by aimlessly rushing in, only to find themselves surrounded. As it turns out, Luffy got stuck between two buildings. Meanwhile, Paulie pulls blueprints out of Iceberg's aimlessly rushing in, only to find themselves surrounded. As it turns out, Luffy got stuck between two buildings. Meanwhile, Paulie pulls blueprints out of Iceberg's safe only to encounter two men in a bull and skull mask, Polly attacks them only to be beaten easily, but as it turns out,
these niggas running through these niggas chat.
Blueprints are fake. Using Den Mooshes, the other CP9 agents are alerted to gather in Iceberg's room. In Iceberg's room, the 4 CP9 agents reveal their identities. The 4 men Luxi and Keiku,
they're all members that were already there.
Secretary Khalifa, and the bar owner Blueno.
So these people that went through and marked the whole city, they were all members of the town that everybody knew and loved, and the whole time they were working for the, you know what I'm saying?
At this time, however, Luffy manages to get free and breaks into the room only to be caught off guard by the powers of CP9, which include the ability to fire an air blade from their legs.
Like, bro, chat, let me explain to you. Luffy pulled up on these niggas, and I'm thinking it's about to be a normal fight. He couldn't do anything. Like, they're too hard to punch. They're fighting this nigga without even touching him, using air. Like, it was just a skill level, power level diff. They were just doing shit that I'm like, yo, these niggas are broken. Like, and it wasn't even because they weren't even using their power. It was just like they were that strong. They could, like, manipulate the air because they're that strong. Like, it was weird. It was like, the skill gap was crazy. He couldn't touch these niggas.
Luffy and Polly are pinned to the ground. But after talking for a bit, Luffy manages to squeeze himself out and release Polly. Iceberg refuses to cooperate with the CP9 Soluchi, who, as it turns out, can speak normally. Asks Kaku to check Iceberg's pulse to gauge his reaction to his theory. Lucy gives his theory as to what happened to the Pluton blueprints. It was assumed that Iceberg was the last apprentice of the shipwright Tom and inherited the blueprints as a result, since reports said that his other apprentice, Cuddy Flam, died when he was run over by the sea train. However, Cuddy Flam is not actually dead. He continues to live in the city to this very day under the name Frankie.
Where we're at, chat.
When he hears this, Iceberg's pulse greatly quickens and Luti concludes that he was right. Just as CP9 is about to leave to go after Frankie, Luffy, Polly, Zoro, Chopper, and Nami break into the room. When Polly finds out the situation, he attacks Luffy only to be beaten easily.
Look how strong these niggas. He pokes it in his. It was like, what are these niggas, bro? It was like a person in Hunter fighting another Hunter, but one of the Hunters don't know what Nen is, and the other Hunter knows what Nen is. Or a person in Naruto fighting another person in Naruto, and one person knows what chakra is, and how do you try another person doesn't know. It was like that type of shit. It was like, okay, so there's something in this One Piece shit that's like on that type of shit.
It reveals that all CP...
You know, every anime has like a Nen or a chakra or a ki or some shit like that.
9 agents are capable of using Rokushiki, the 6 martial art techniques to put them beyond any other human. The Straw Hats try to talk to Robin, but she leaves stating that there's a wish she cannot accomplish when with them. As it turns out, CP9 had set a firebomb in the building to go off soon. But before that, Luki decides to show off his devil fruit power, the Neko Neko no Mai model. Let Luffy and Zoro attack him, only to be thrown...
The nigga turns into a tiger or some shit and just fucks.
Across the island. And the building is engulfed in flames, with Iceberg and Polly tied up unconscious, Nami thrown outside, and Chopper buried under rubble inside. At this point, the 4 CP9 agents leave and come across several Frankie family members who are yelling around town that they have Usopp and the ship captive, and that Luffy
lame-ass devil fruit
has to go to the workplace under the bridge if he wants to see them again. Lucy beats them up to find an exact location, and the agents head for Frankie's hiding place. Meanwhile, at Frankie's hideout, Usopp continues to fix the ship while Frankie and his assistants, the Square Sisters, cry from his story. When Frankie asks what Usopp plans on doing once he fixes his ship, he replies that he's going back to Syrup Village in East Blue after adventuring for a bit longer. Frankie tells him that he cannot let him do that, since the ship will not even reach the next island. Nonetheless, go back to East Blue and suggests letting him dismantle it.
You think we should go to the other video now?
Frankie throws Usopp into the water under the ship so he can see for himself that the ship is too damaged to go anywhere. Even after resurfacing, Usopp continues fixing the ship and reveals that...
We could probably go to the other video now, because this shit long as fuck, I ain't gonna lie. Like, he's doing like every detail.
Hello and welcome to Too Ashamed to Face the Crew. Alt used by the former Pirate King, Gold D. Roger. Knowing this, CP9 also moves to capture Frankie and take him along with Robin aboard the sea train bound for Enies Lobby. Shortly before the train departed, both Sanji
so basically they get their ass beat and they're trying to,
and Usopp independently boarded it, managing to free Frankie and attempt to rescue Robin. However, Usopp, having left the crew, took it upon himself to craft an alternate identity, becoming the superhero Soga King, because he was too ashamed to face the crew. Ultimately, their efforts would be unsuccessful though, as Frankie was recaptured, while Sanji and Soga King were forced to regroup on another train with the rest of the crew. This train consisted of the remaining Straw Hats, the Frankie family, and Galila, who had formed an alliance to pursue Robin, Frankie, and deliver vengeance upon the agents who infiltrated Galila. And thus the small army went on to invade the island of Enies Lobby. Luffy, being impatient and such, went marching on ahead and found—
That nigga pulled up on he pulled up on... Isn't this like the marine base? Isn't this like the base, bro? Isn't this basically like the base, bro? Check, he pulled up on the base, gang.
Found his way to the Tower of Justice rather quickly, where he was pit against Bluno, and in order to swiftly defeat him, Luffy revealed Gear Second, a technique that he had developed after encountering Aokiji to ensure that he would be able to protect his crewmates.
Okay, and one thing I didn't like... Okay, chat, so between the time Luffy got his ass beat by the niggas and this time, like, Luffy just knew how to do the shit they were doing, right? Like, he knew how to do, like, them techniques and shit. But he pulled back up on them and he was able to fight with them. And I'm like, how? All he had to do was get his ass beat once and, like, he knows how to fight with them now? It's Gear 2. It was only because he went second gear he was able to hang with them niggas? Zenkai boost on God. Bag work, Luffy. No, I feel like he was stronger and faster even before he switched to this gear, bro. Because I realized, I seen him fight. I'm like, yo, how is he able to... And how did he just know how to turn gear 2? It was like weird. I was like, well, how did he just know? Like, they didn't show us him learning this shit, or like he just knew it. Or he just did it. So it has to be,
After taking down the cow lookalike, Luffy yelled for Robin at the top of his lungs, prompting the rest of CP9 to step out, and they would eventually be greeted with the 6 members of the Straw Hats who had—
Somebody just said it takes time off his life. What does that mean? What did you just say to me, bitch?
come to declare war on the world government, but more importantly, reclaim Robin. After breaking into the Tower of Justice, the Straw Hats each faced off against various members of CP9, with many of them displaying power-ups of sorts, such as Nami's new and improved climb attack
Everybody got power-ups and shit.
techniques, Sanji's Diablo Jumper, and Zoro's Ashura. During these fights, the idiotic leader of CP9, Spandam, also accidentally summoned a teeny tiny Buster Call on the island, which is a fleet of 10 marine battle—
Yeah, he summoned a Buster. Oh my god, we didn't get to see... What's her name? Nico, was it Nico's backstory with the Buster Call? Her whole family got fucking killed. Everybody got murked. Oh my god.
ships helmed by 5 vice admirals who are charged with destroying an entire island with no questions asked. This was also an event that Robin had witnessed once before, as she grew up on the island of Ohara, which—
Yeah, a Buster Call is, let's say they're like, yo, we gotta order a Buster Call in the United States. They just destroy the whole, like, the whole thing just gets fucking, the whole just gets destroyed. Or like Haiti, something like Haiti. There's a Buster Call on Haiti. The whole island is just in flames and GG's dead. Everybody's dead, bro. It's like a nuke. It's basically like a fucking nuke. And yeah, they just ordered one on wherever they're at right now.
which was populated by scholars seeking the true history of the world. Upon discovering this, the world government had the island eradicated using a Buster Call. However, Robin survived due to the sympathetic actions of Vice Admiral Kuzan, who would go on to become—
the government are not good people. I don't give a fuck. The government are the bad guy. Fuck you talking about.
Admiral Aokiji. However, due to Robin's knowledge, a bounty of 79 million berries was placed on her head at the age of 8 years old. And so—
yeah, because she had knowledge, bro. But she was legit. Yo, you bring me this, if you find that shit, you gonna be 100,000,000 berry bands on this bed, boy.
she began a life consistently on the run, being betrayed by everyone she came into contact with until she met Crocodile and joined Baroque Works. And you know what, even then she was eventually betrayed by him, so yeah. Which was why it was all the more impactful when Robin found the Straw Hats and became part of their crew, because for the first time in her life, she had found a place where she belonged, with people that she felt she could trust. And so Robin eventually overcame her fear of the world government, as well as her resignation to death, and exclaimed to Luffy that she wanted to live. Earth, prompting the current events inside the Tower of Justice. With almost every member of CP9 defeated, Robin was then freed by Frankie, and the Straw Hats began to face the full force of the Buster Call, whilst Luffy was still locked in combat with the final CP9 member, Rob Lucci. After giving everything he had to—
Oh, I'm here. It's right here. Why did Ron call me? Why did Ron call me? Is he live? I'm asking Mark, bro. I'm calling Mark, bro. Yo. So, Chad is telling me I can't watch One Piece in dub, bro. The dub isn't bad, though.
Nigga, the dub is the worst dub ever created in all of anime.
Are you crazy? We're just watching Nico Robin's fucking I Wanna Live! And it was peak.
Peak trash. Hell no.
You're bro.
Literally, I ain't even trying to hold One Piece like that, but I really don't fuck with the dub though. Like on no bullshit, I don't fuck with the dub One Piece.
Bro, okay, so
You about to start One Piece? You about to start One Piece?
no, okay. So I watched 300 episodes like 2 years ago, and I'm about to start it back up. But when I watched them 300 episodes, it was in dub, and they want me to switch it to sub.
Yeah, switch it to sub and change your life.
Bro, yo, you're a fucking freak.
Do you know One Piece is like no glaze, bro? No glaze. Cause it's crazy that I'm finna say this, but like it's probably like tough. It's the best storytelling anime ever created, in my opinion.
So what that got to do with me watching in dub?
See, it's like, you know, it's very emotional. You know what I'm saying? And the emotions don't hit like that in dub, bro.
Bro, that Nico Robin scene, all my chat was saying, yeah, the sub is better. I replayed the Nico Robin dub and sub and Jap. They're like, I ain't gonna lie, that Nico Robin was better in English, bro. They voted English.
They said it was better than English?
At first they said it was Japanese, and then I actually played it, and I reminded them, and like, oh shit, and then the poll switched.
Nah, man. That's just like, man, hell no. Hell no.
Bro.
Nah, I'm about to go watch. I'm about to go watch that scene in dub.
Go watch the scene. No, but skip to the part where she's screaming, because you're going to hear everybody else, every other.
I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna call you back.
Oh, no, Marcus calling. GG.
Alright, that was better than I thought it was gonna be, but the rest of it's trash though. But she ate that line though.
Yeah, she ate that. Look, all the side characters were cringe. I ain't gonna lie, but she ate that bitch up.
That's what I'm saying though, bro. When you watch it in sub, you won't feel like none of the side characters is trash, bro.
Fuck, that's what they were saying. They were saying that is like the only good dub scene. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, that's a fact, bro. Like I feel like you gonna feel that whole like.
Bro, but look, in dub, Luffy sounds like a childish kid. I feel like that's what he's supposed to be. In sub, he sound like calm. Like I don't think Luffy supposed to sound badass, bro.
No, in sub he sound like a kid too. But then when he gotta be on some real nigga shit, like you know what I'm saying, he on some real nigga shit. You won't never feel like, look, when you watch that in sub, bro, you won't never feel like nobody's corny, bro. When you watch an L and dub, you gonna feel like this shit, some corny ass shit sometimes. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'll give it a try. I love sub, but the only reason why I started in dub is because, like, bro, I used to watch shows where I was like eating, driving, doing shit, so I couldn't be looking at the screen to read each word sometimes. That's the only reason why I started this bitch in dub.
Yeah, I agree with that. Some anime you can do that on. I just don't do
So what anime you like dub?
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, that's peak. That's peak.
Fullmetal Alchemist is good, dub.
Yeah. That's
Shit, Death Note is pretty good, dub.
Death Note. That's my favorite dub shit. I ain't gonna cap. Death Note went crazy.
The first Naruto is good stuff. I mean, dub.
Yeah. First Naruto. Yeah. Okay.